Good morning, my listeners. This is Wiktor, Doktor, and this is another episode of Good Morning BSS World podcast. This time I have a guest, and we are going to start a completely new series of podcasts, which is called Who Are They? And my guest today is Bela Kakuk, the CEO and founder of BPiON company. Hello, Bela.
Hello, good afternoon for everybody. Hi, Wiktor.
I am very happy that you are joining my show and that today's topic is actually to talk about your business. Let's discover it a little bit. Can you tell us how the history of BPiON has started?
Yes, definitely. So BPiON is relatively a young company. We just started at the end of 2017, actually. So like four and a half years ago. And actually, even if we started in Budapest with a couple of Hungarians, but at day one as well, we wanted to be regional. So that's why we signed the Articles of Association in November, and in December, actually, I moved to Warsaw with my whole family. So that's why the BPiON start is not just a Hungarian. I would say that we were really born regional, and second city, which is followed just one day after Hungary, was Poland.
Okay, so it started in Hungary, now it's Poland, but I know that this is not the end of your business journey. So where is BPiON now?
Yes. As I told that our strategy was always be a regional provider. That's why at the very beginning, we started in Hungary. Actually, with full speed in Poland, we started like after 1.5 years. And in the fourth year, so in 2021, we opened our office in Bucharest as well, so in Romania. So as of now, we have like 3 offices in Hungary, Poland, and Romania, and hopefully more to go.
Okay, it's a very, very nice development of the Eastern European-born company. So now, how big is your business? How many people do you employ?
We just reached, at the end of 2021, we just reached the threshold of 100 experts. And now as well, like on a monthly basis, 5-6 people joins to our as in total. So that's why we are more or less 110 people now. And the plans are that we should reach the 140, 150 in 2022.
That's a very, very nice growth. Okay, so now we know where you are from, where you are at, how many people you employ. So now let's focus on your business line. What kind of services do you provide to your clients?
Yes, we are an outsourcing company, a financial outsourcing company. So if you read our Articles of Association, it says like we do accounting, payroll, and HR. However, these are the, let's call, easy off-the-shelf activities. However, 40% of our revenue came from advisory nature. Of course, they are accounting, payroll, and HR advisory, but it's very important that even if we do transactional recordings or recurring services, however, almost half of our revenue and activities come from non-recurring, one-off consultative nature, which is quite high comparing to other outsourcing companies in the market and other companies I and my colleagues were leading in the past.
And what kind of languages do you use on a daily basis to support your clients? Is it are those local languages, so Hungarian, Polish, and Romanian, or some others?
Usually, so 99% of our client portfolio comes from international nature, and not just the founders of our clients, however, the management. So that's why in many cases we have to speak in English. So English is our cultural language, if I can say so as well. So whatever documents or message we would like to share within the company, we do it in English. And of course, having like more than 100 employees, some of the people cannot speak that good English. So that's why we keep the local languages as well. Plus for compliance reason in the local markets. However, English is the primary language for BPiON.
Okay, so we have touched already a subject of your clients. If we could do some kind of a description, what kind of industries are using your services? Is it one group of companies, like, I don't know, for example, financial institutions, or there is a wider scope of companies who are using the services which you are providing?
There is definitely a wider scope. So this is actually, we never counted how many industries the clients come from, but for financial, institutional, there are of course service, production. However, what I know that the biggest chunk of the clients come from definitely real estate nature. So they are the one who by default usually love outsourcing. So for them, outsourcing is natural. And in the last couple of years, real estate was booming. That's why they didn't have time to organize themselves. That's why they were much more in love in the outsourcing. So, and especially in our jurisdictions, and it's still going on. So real estate, if I could say one industry where we're focusing on, it's real estate. However, I think it's not a kind of a secret, because many of our competitors, I think, are quite good in real estate as well. So this is more or less a traditional outsourcing market.
And if you were to compare the business activities between your three offices, okay, the Romanian one is the smallest, probably because it is the youngest one, but is it Warsaw, or is it the Hungarian office, which is now bigger in the scope of the activities?
So far, it's like 50-50. However, having the fact that we started Poland full speed a little bit later than Hungary, then I think in 2022 the Poland office will be bigger than the Hungarian one. First of all, because it's a bigger market, of course, much more opportunities. Poland is almost 4 times bigger than Hungary. Plus, on the other hand, what we can see that Warsaw is more or less the CE centrum, or the headquarter, where the decisions are made on the client end. And as I told that we really were born regional, that's why we would like to put certain regional functions as close to the clients as possible. So this was one of the reasons actually why at day one I moved to Warsaw as well, in order to be as close to the regional decision makers as possible.
And from your perspective, is doing business in Poland more difficult than in Hungary, or that's not a big difference?
If I would say that if you are a foreigner, then definitely doing business in any foreign countries, it's not easy. However, once you had good local colleagues, like I have with Rafa Nadorny, who is our managing director in Poland, then it's definitely, I think it's easier in a way, because what I can see that there are the business community is not just bigger, but more active as well, what I would say. So the thing is that what I can say that they are easily sharing your name at certain events, or just the word of mouth exists. And that's why. However, I think one of the reasons, because institutions or associations like Pro Progressio exist, so there are much more similar type outsourcing associations in Poland than in Hungary, and I think it makes a big difference as well.
Okay, so now let's move to a very, very simple but very important question: how to find you? We already know you have the physical offices in Hungary, Poland, and Romania, but how to reach you the best if somebody would be interested in your services?
Yes, definitely. So we do quite active digital marketing campaigns. So that's why, of course, we have LinkedIn profile, Facebook, and all these social media platforms. And of course, we do lots of digital marketing campaigns, as I told, and that's why usually the hello at BPiON.com. This is usually the address where 1/3 of our leads are arriving. And I have to say that it's not usually the smaller or the mid leads. The second biggest client came from the source that the regional procurement just did a Google search and found us, and we were in the RFP, we won. And this is a regional client now in 2 countries, and second in terms of revenue.
Okay, thank you very much for that. I will make sure to add the links to your webpage or the social media profiles to the description of this episode of my podcast, so it will be much easier for people to find and reach you. The last but not least question: You were mentioning about your growth in the very beginning. It started with Hungary, it went through Warsaw, now it's in Romania. Are there any plans for the future growth which you may share today?
As of now, it's a good question. As of now, we are focusing on these markets. However, we are a regional company, not just in these three markets. So we have many partner companies across Europe, and they are quite active as well. However, the strategy of BPiON was that we would like to have the best people on the bus, people whom we know, people whom we trust. And actually, since I was working in Poland, Romania in the past, I have to say that I do not have, or we do not have that many contacts in other countries. So for us, it's not just about the returns, which means that in an Excel file it's a good return. We really would like to find the person who leads us there, and we give full trust. Like as I told, it happened in Poland. So actually, we waited more than a year until we found the person, because without having the right persons on the bus, sooner or later it can shoot back. And that's why I have to say that if it happens, it will not happen because the Excel file says that it's a good thing to open busy, because I think naturally now there are really nice markets still in the Central Eastern Europe and South Europe where we could enter. However, it's not a financial matter. It's much more that whether you find the trustworthy people who shares the same values as you. And this is the point you should start. Whatever loss you generate in the first 1 to 3 years, it doesn't matter. You should find the right people on the bus.
Yeah, that's a nice description of that. I thought it was the last question, but actually I have one more. What stands behind the letters which create your brand name BPiON?
Yes, it's many people ask as well. So BPiON stands for Business Process Innovation. So this is just an abbreviation of that one, but it's not an easy. I still have the file. When we started, it took like 2-3 full days in order to find the best, and we did certain votings and check, which domain or which IP is booked. However, this BPiON seemed to me quite a clean one, so there was no IP, domain was free, and we like. And after 4 years, I have to say we like as much as we like at the very beginning. No plan to change.
So I will keep my fingers crossed actually to have this business process innovation in your heart and in your blood pumping for the next few good years. Thank you very much, Bela, for this episode.
Thank you very much, Wiktor. Have a nice day.